want to be successful, you have to be obsessed with that.
Maria Sakkari is the first Greek woman to ever reach the top 3 WTA due to her aggressive playing style. But the real damage she does is with her behavior. When she single-handedly broke her racket at the 2022 Nottingham Open, it got everyone thinking, just how crazy aggressive is Maria Sakkari? Things weren't going so well for Sakkari at the 2022 Nottingham Open quarterfinal. Although pre-match predictions had favored her winning and she was the top seed, she still ended up losing the match to Beatriz Haddad Maia, who was ranked 48th at the time.
She cannot do that.
The Brazilian tennis player won 6-4, 4-6, 6-3, and went on to the semifinals of the tournament. Sakkari had faltered from the beginning of the match, and it was clear that her opponent would win. In response to losing the match, the Greek tennis player responded by first repeatedly smashing her racket to the ground, then eventually breaking it in two with both hands. This reaction shouldn't surprise those who have followed her career for some time, though. Something similar happened back in 2020 when she slammed her racket at the Adelaide International. In the round of 16 of the tournament, Maria Sakkari found herself facing a tough opponent in Dana Vekic. As the match progressed, Sakkari encountered difficulties on the court, struggling to find her rhythm and execute her shots effectively. Vekic's skillful play and aggressive style put Sakkari under constant pressure, causing her to fall behind in the match. As the game went on, both players were giving it their all, but Sakkari seemed to be having a tough time finding her groove. Vekic was on fire, putting her under immense pressure. With just 2 break points left, the stakes were sky high. Here's where it gets interesting. Vekic had double the points Sakkari had at this stage, and the odds weren't in Sakkari's favor at all. But the Greek tennis player was determined to turn things in her favor. When the ball went out of bounds, though, Maria finally snapped and slammed her racket to the ground. It looks like she's got something serious against tennis rackets, because when Maria Sakkari isn't smashing her rackets, she drives her opponents to smash theirs. At the 2018 Italian Open, Karolina Pliskova snapped while losing to Maria Sakkari. The match was neck and neck, tied at 5-5 in the deciding set. Pliskova hit a powerful smash, but the line judge called it out. However, upon reviewing the replays, it was clear that the ball had landed inside the sideline. Pliskova pleaded with the umpire, Marta Mrozinska, to reconsider the call, but unfortunately, Mrozinska stuck to her decision. Naturally, this was frustrating for Pliskova. As the tension mounted, Sakkari seized the opportunity and won the game. Eventually, she secured the match with a final score of 3-6, 6-3, 7-5. Pliskova's emotions got the best of her, and instead of shaking Mrozinska's hand, she vented her frustration by repeatedly smashing her racket against the side of the umpire's chair. The impact was so intense that she even managed to break the wood. It was an outburst of emotions like we rarely see on the tennis court. The incident didn't go unnoticed, as Pliskova's twin sister Kristina, who's also a professional player, expressed her strong disapproval on Twitter. She called it the worst she had ever seen and hoped that Mrozinska would never officiate any of their matches again. The tension between the two repeated itself at the 2023 Indian Wells tournament. Pliskova was annoyed this time as well, but she didn't smash her racket. Sakkari's racket caused a lot of trouble, though. Sakkari got off to a strong start, securing back-to-back breaks and taking the first set. Pliskova didn't back down, though, making an impressive comeback in the second set. She fought hard, saving 4 break points and eventually winning the set. The third set was a real roller coaster. Pliskova started strong with an early break, but Sakkari responded fiercely with 3 consecutive breaks, taking a commanding 5-2 lead. In the deciding set, during the 8th game, Pliskova felt that Sakkari's racket had touched one of her returns, which ended up going off the court. The video replays seemed to back her up, but the chair umpire missed the incident, and Sakkari denied any contact with the ball.
Oh, now then. They looked at deviation.
Can you imagine the tension on the court at that moment? The point was awarded to Sakkari, despite the video evidence suggesting otherwise, sparking calls for the use of video replays in tennis. Even though Pliskova won that particular game, it was Sakkari who emerged victorious in the marathon clash, winning 4-6, 7-5, 6-1. With emotions running high and feeling frustrated over the earlier disputed incident, Pliskova gave Sakkari a no-look, cold handshake at the net. It's not just the way Maria Sakkari plays on the court or treats opponents, though, but also the way she behaves on social media. During the 2023 Hungary Open, there was a controversial line call incident between Amarissa Toth and Zhang Shuai. Zhang believed her shot was in, but the umpire disagreed. To settle the matter, Zhang asked Toth to keep the mark for examination during the changeover. However, Toth surprised everyone by quickly erasing the mark with her foot. This left Zhang upset, and she eventually retired from the match. After this incident, Maria Sakkari took to social media and behaved aggressively towards Toth. Sakkari called for Toth to be banned from the tour, and she even referred to her as a rat. Sakkari tweeted, "Zhang Shuai is the nicest player on the tour. That Toth girl should be banned from the tour." This aggressive behavior from Sakkari sparked criticism from fans. While Sakkari herself has emotional outbursts frequently, she doesn't take too kindly to others doing the same. During her second-round match against Diana Schneider from Russia at the 2023 Australian Open, the Greek pro was quick to complain when her opponent got a little too excited. Sakkari wasn't happy with Schneider's loud celebrations every time she scored a point in the second set. It bothered her, and she even stopped the match to complain to the umpire about it. Sakkari was heard repeatedly yelling that if she screams one more time to my face, I'm going to call the referee. This only came much later though. Earlier in the match, she'd already been growingly, increasingly frustrated with how her Russian opponent was performing so much better despite her being relatively new to the game. Before the match, Schneider had had an impressive run through the qualifying draw, winning all her matches in straight sets. She continued her winning streak in the main draw, securing a 2-set victory against Kristina Kuchova. However, it was her match against Maria Sakkari, the number 6 seed at the Australian Open, that truly caught everyone's attention. Sakkari, who had come close to a Grand Slam breakthrough in the past, found herself facing a tough challenge from Schneider's powerful game, despite her relative lack of experience. Even 9 games into the set, Sakkari couldn't shake off Schneider's determination. At 4-5 deuce, Sakkari had a chance to level the match, but Schneider responded with 2 brilliant winners. For a moment, it looked like Maria's chances of winning a Grand Slam would be thwarted by her Russian opponent. Luckily, Sakkari managed to turn the game around in her favor. After winning the match, the Greek professional tennis player was quick to switch back to singing the praises of her opponent. When Sakkari isn't annoying her opponents, she can get on the nerves of reporters instead. After her win against Schneider at the 2023 Australian Open, Sakkari faced the media in a press conference, but things got a bit bizarre. A journalist brought up something about apparent violence towards her coach Tom Hill in a Netflix show called Breakpoint. This left Sakkari puzzled because it seemed like an unrelated question to ask after her match with Schneider. The journalist asked if she said something about breaking her coach's neck in the show. But Sakkari was quick to clarify that she'd been referring to her racket. She launched into a tirade. "Do you think that I'm that violent that I would break my coach's neck? No, the racket. I'm a nice person, trust me. I think it was tough to hear and tough to understand what I said, but I said it for sure. I'm not that aggressive with anyone around me." It could have been a mix-up, but Reddit users were skeptical about her claim of being a nice person and implied that she'd be capable of saying something like that in the comments. Okay, so Sakkari isn't planning on attacking her coach, but based on her recent outbursts on the court, it doesn't look like she's about to stop smashing rackets anytime soon. While it isn't all that unusual for tennis players to do that when a match isn't going their way, it might serve the Greek pro better to keep her reactions in check.